Well, Benjamin, it's day 5, and let me read from John chapter 6, verse 57 and 58. It says, "As the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father, so he who feeds on me will live because of me." Now, we all understand that. Jesus is speaking figuratively here at that time, but to us it makes sense because feeding on Jesus means going after Jesus in worship, in prayer, in fellowship, being consumed by Jesus. And Jesus says in verse 58, "This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers ate the manna and are dead. He who eats this bread will live forever." Jesus talking about himself. But many didn't get what he meant by what he said. So the Bible tells us in verse 66, from that time, many of his disciples went back and walked with him no more. Imagine that. These disciples had known what the presence of God was like. They had been under his marvelous teaching, the profound wisdom. They had seen the miracles, the dead raised. They had seen him walk on the water, multiply food. But at this time, when Jesus demanded a little more from them, when Jesus gospel got a little uncomfortable, when the stakes were raised a little higher, they were now willing to step up. So what happened? They walked with Jesus no more. I want to encourage you, as you're fasting, you've given up a lot. You've given up food, you've given up entertainment, you've given up your shows, you've given up your talk radio, your political news, you've given up all these things that we feed on all the time because you're going hard after Jesus, you're feeding on Jesus, but these things are tagging on you. And I want to encourage you, do not look back. Don't turn back to go after those things and quit the presence of God. Because Jesus does ask a question here. In verse 6-7 says, "Then Jesus said to the 12, 'Do you also want to go away?' And Peter said in verse 68, 'Lord, to whom shall we go? For who else has the words of life?'" Who else? Nobody else has the words of eternal life. I want to encourage you, as we seek the Lord, as we go after him, we know that no one else can satisfy us like Jesus. So let's not walk away from his presence. Yes, every entertainment we have, every food and every pleasures we always want, they'll be there. But let's stick with Jesus. Let's give it all. Let's not quit. Let's not walk away. Let's love on Jesus and let's keep pressing on. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.